So here we are at the inaugural Santa surprise party. And we're doing this right before Valentine's in Tucson, Arizona. And it's, of all things, raining. So what a fun time! So here we are in Arizona. We're actually driving through a national forest, national park, and it's the Saguaro National Park, where somebody came out here and planted like a whole orchard of saguaro cactus. Holy cow.
It's beautiful.
Cacti as far as the eye can see. And we just finished a wonderful event. We had planned to come down to Tucson, Arizona to hold an event surrounding Valentine's Day where Santa and Mrs. Claus would actually help kids, teens, adults, families of all kinds create some Valentine magic just by simply making a little bit of a plan and then executing on that plan. And have you ever wondered if things just happen by chance or if they need to have some pre-planning? Well, we did a little pre-planning and I think our event actually turned out really well. People are asking us, why would Santa be involved with Valentine's Day? And the quick answer is that anything that we can do to help spread joy throughout the year, no matter what the holiday, no matter what the event, or no event at all, just simply getting out and making a positive difference, that's what Santa's is all about. So we came down here. Valentine's was on a Saturday this year, and so we decided to hold an event on Friday so that we could help people make Valentines to hand out on Valentine's Day.
And the people of Tucson thought it was going to be a nice warm day, but when Santa comes, we brought the cold weather with us, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes the North Pole follows us, right?
That's right.
So the extent of the planning was quite simple. We decided that we were going to do a science project where you could write in secret code or secret medium, ink, and then through a scientific process reveal what that message is. And then also have some fun activities to put together, watercolors,
Markers,
and
friction pens that disappear or reappear.
Mrs. Claus came up with a wonderful way to take a chocolate heart.
Use a mini heart cookie cutter and some metal, jewelry metal wire, and make a heart shape. And then a thinner metal to wrap it around and wrap your chocolate heart and make a necklace with the ribbon.
And we had one person come through that said,
no need for the necklace.
No need
I'll
for the
just eat the chocolate.
I'll just eat the
You
chocolate.
made my day.
And what a thrill it was to make her day with some chocolate, right?
That's right.
So we show up, it's raining, we set things up, and not knowing exactly how large of a crowd that we were able to get. But shout out to our friend Kimberly here in Tucson who got the word out, and there were a lot of people that showed up through her efforts of getting the word out.
It was actually really nice. We just had a couple families here and there. It was a trickle. We did it from 2 till 5?
Yeah, 2 till 5. And we had no downtime. There was always somebody there.
Yep.
We kind of had in our heads that, oh man, what if a lot of people show up? We keep them entertained and occupied.
And how do we connect with each person? We were a little bit worried about that. So we were glad it was simple and sweet. It was epic in a simple way. When you talk about what's epic,
Epic, a lot of people think, oh, epic is huge and beyond the realm of possibility.
it's in here, in your heart, and that's when you find the connection with people. I think that's our favorite part.
Yeah.
When we when we meet with people.
It goes back to the saying that if you treat everyone as if they're going through a personal crisis, you'll be right 95% of the time. And having the opportunity to actually connect with people on an individual basis, because the crowds were smaller, I'd call that epic. So what were some of your favorite connections that we were able to make?
Oh, I loved when the first little kids came running, screaming, Santa, Santa.
And we were not in our traditional December outfits, right?
No.
We were just in our sweat outfits that we're wearing now, which obviously...
It speaks Santa.
It speaks Santa. Just that universal love that the small children have, it warms our hearts.
Well, it wasn't just the small children. The teenagers, they saw Santa, and everybody turns into a nice, good person when Santa's around. Well, they were playing on the playground, and they were super loud and trying to get each other's attention and bantering back and forth like teenagers like to do when they're having fun. And when they came to us and found out that it's Santa and Mrs. Claus,
They were on their best behavior.
they were on their best behavior. Their manners came out. It was really great.
You don't want to be on the naughty list, right? So one of the significant connections that stood out to me was young teen, probably 12 to 14. His name was Xander. And at first he came off as, I'm too cool for this. I'm not into Santa and stuff like that. But then we were just nothing but nice and welcoming and inviting. And he got used to the idea of participating with us. But the thing that really connected was that he handed me his phone. And I'm like, what do you want me to do with that? He said, I've dialed my mom. I want you to say hi to her. I'm like, okay. Hi. This is Santa Claus. And I explained to her what we were doing out at the park. And
Well, you did the ho, ho, ho.
yeah, the ho, ho, ho and everything. And congratulated her on such a great kid. And I think that Xander knew that his mom needed a moment with Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, she eventually showed up herself.
Yeah.
And engaged immediately. And I don't know if this is true or not, but I kind of got the impression that with anybody who's raising teenagers, she was like, ugh, this is not how I thought raising kids would be. And so he encouraged her to come. And she engaged immediately into the arts and crafts.
Yeah. And there's something about doing something creative.
Yes.
Honestly, if you could do something creative for an hour every day, it will change your whole attitude.
Right. You know, all of these moments that we're talking about really are made possible by just getting out, right? And a big shout out to this episode's sponsor for making it possible to get out and explore.
For sure.
Quick pause, friends. This adventure, it's brought to you by Curb and Turf, the free app that connects RVers with private landowners. You see, as Mrs. Claus and I travel the country, we need safe, welcoming places to camp. And Curb and Turf delivers private spots all across the U.S. So when you plan your next trip, you gotta ask yourself, why not camp where Santa camps? Download the free Curb and Turf app today.
So let's maybe talk about just the nuts and bolts of how to use creative projects to make connections.
Number one, if you prepare something, and it doesn't have to be a big deal. I just showed up with paper and markers.
That's one of the things that I love about Mrs. Claus is that it doesn't even require paper and magic markers. I've seen her show up to a park and just start gathering sticks and leaves and rocks and making little fairy gardens. You just do with what you have.
The number one thing I've found is meet on somebody's level.
Yeah, which is exactly why Santa sits in a chair when you go visit him at Christmas time.
Because he's eye level to the children, exactly.
Yeah. And that's what the kids are looking for, is a connection on their level. The other point of making a connection with the kids are doing something together, right? It's not just, oh, hey, here's a piece of paper, here's a marker, go draw me something.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to cost money. Like Santa was saying, you can play with leaves and rocks and sticks, sand, whatever you have in the park.
And we are, as humans, by nature, creative beings. And with the bombardment of so many things taking our focus, we sometimes lose that idea of getting out and being creative.
Yeah.
And so,
another fun thing we love to do is create a story.
yeah.
You know, where everybody in a circle gets part of that, yeah? So somebody starts once upon a time.
Right.
And the next person gets to add something to the story. And how fun is that? Your story goes in wacky, fun directions.
That's a wonderful example of connection, because you can take that story in any direction. However, it is connected to the previous person.
Yeah.
And so you're making a connection, you're laughing together, you're having fun, and cost? Zero. Talking about this creative energy or the ability to make connections, that can bring us to this episode's challenge.
Sure.
And for this challenge, I think Mrs. Claus mentioned it before, is be intentional about actually making a plan to do something creative every day this week. And it doesn't have to be something what you would consider epic. Just something simple, creative. And if you can do it with somebody else, give that a shot. If you don't have anybody else that you can easily reach to spend some creative time, do something creative on your own. Set it up as an appointment for yourself. Block out that time for an hour a day. Consider that appointment as high priority as any appointment that you would have. Some ideas, you may have taken a music lesson as a child, and there's a piano off in the corner that you haven't touched forever. Sit down and play the piano.
Making chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, cooking. Look up maybe a recipe that you haven't made forever that's one of your favorites, or go out on a limb and make something that you've never made before. If you've got a cookbook, one of the fun things to do is to just run through the book and stop and say, oh, what's on this page? Oh, well, there's something interesting. Let's make that for dinner tonight. And if you happen to be alone, then that gives you the opportunity to invite somebody. There's always somebody, and
there's always somebody lonely that
yes,
needs connection.
And so here's how a conversation may go. Hey, Mrs. Claus, how you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. I've got a crazy idea, if you're up for it.
Okay.
I've got a recipe of chocolate chip cookies that I'd like to try.
You had me at chocolate.
Would you like to come over and we'll bake some cookies together?
Woo-hoo.
The idea is that people not only want to be engaged, they want to feel needed and contributory.
Yeah.
And so give somebody
It gives
opportunity.
them value.
Yeah.
If you invite them and say, I got it, just come and be ready when you're here.
Right.
They didn't get the joy of helping. you're usurping all of the service. You know that the part of Santa that is so joyful is he gives and gives and gives. If you never get to be on the other end, if you never get to be the giver, you're missing out on the joy.
Yeah. And here's another extension of just that example of creativity. Now you've got more cookies than you could eat for the night, I would hope, right? And so be intentional, and who can you share them with? And say, hey, you know what? We got together on a whim and whipped up this batch of cookies.
Do you take them to school with you? Do you take them to work? Do you have a teacher that you need to say thank you to?
Yeah.
Do you have a coworker?
Or a shut-in neighbor?
Yeah, exactly.
Communicate in your gift giving that you are caring
Intentional.
and intentional.
Be intentional.
Hopefully you've come away with some good ideas. And more than anything, I hope that you'll take this challenge seriously and really be intentional about being creative. And do it for yourself, do it for those around you, and spread the joy immensely. And as we wrap up this episode, one of the things that brought us down to Tucson was the ability to stay at
A
curb and turf site that encourages people to get out and experience. The thing that's unique about curb and turf versus, let's say, a traditional campground is that you get to make connection with the host, because you're usually the only person there. And in this case, we stayed at Eden Arts Center, which is out in the West Desert, west of Tucson. It was an art center. We had plenty of space. I think the nearest person was probably 50 yards away or so. Rico, the host there, was very generous. And we just had a wonderful time. And in fact, he awarded us with a Rico Award, which says, hey, thank you for getting out and making a positive difference in this world. And we'd like to shout out back to Rico, thank you for hosting us. So dude, check out Curb and Turf. They're the sponsor of this episode, and we're indeed grateful for their sponsorship for Santa's About.
That's how we're able to travel.
Yeah.
And do what we do and spread joy.
And above all else, when you get out exploring and camping, why not camp where Santa camps?
Exactly.
So, thanks again for joining us on this episode and this journey. Take that challenge, and also make some plans for getting out yourselves and explore the world. It's a beautiful world out there. So, bye-bye.